Hello and welcome to Forgotten Temples with myself, Mr. B. I'm at Prasat Chen, and what you can see behind me are people working away to reclaim this temple from the jungle. You can probably even hear a chainsaw going as they're taking down a tree which is fundamentally damaging this temple. For I am at Ko Khair, an abandoned city of the great king Jayavarman IV. And in the 3 days I've been here, I have seen barely a soul. A few workers like these chaps, but almost nobody else. It is quite simply a staggering sensation to walk around an ancient lost city and have it to yourself. And the temples here are just simply incredible. Now, this particular temple has a very close tie-in, because here a statue was found that portrayed the ancient tale of the two fighting monkey kings, which is a grand old tale of Hindu mythology. So let's have a look around, and round the back you will see that this temple is slowly being reclaimed, and my goodness, it has a lot to show. Now, standing a bit closer to this central tower, which has suffered awfully compared to other ones I've seen in this complex. One of them literally stole my heart. I can't stop thinking about these three towers. They were just enormous. And that video is also on this channel. But it was here, in front of this central tower, that they actually discovered part of a statue to the Lord Vishnu. So at least we know whose home we're going to visit, because as I always remind, these aren't just random sort of buildings. No, these are the homes of the gods, and it always gratifies me to know which god it is that the whole temple was built for. Now, before we go this way, I want to take you that way, because there's a brick building here of some interest. So there is our towers, and we just need to spin round to discover the work going on. As I mentioned, there is workmen here, and these temples are still being reclaimed. And just looking at my feet, good Lord, look, they've dug up ancient text already, and this will give them a clearer idea as to the function of this temple, i.e. which gods it was meant for. And look at this ancient floor is being uncovered, and what this building was, they believe, was a library which would hold all sorts of details we couldn't really say, because so much of it, of course, has been lost to time. But religious texts, of course, and I always think details of taxes and so on, because to fund a temple of this size, you definitely need some form of revenue stream to keep everyone happy. Now, I think the best thing we can do is have a quick look at these two main temples. And as I say, have a look at the surroundings here. It's all very much, you know, there's no real order to it. It is, you know, a work in progress. And it just shows you what these temples would have looked like when they were first discovered. And in a moment, we're going to dash up there, because that is very interesting to me. But first, it is in here. And what do we find? Well, as always, a pit where a mighty statue would have laid. But if we take just 2 steps back, we can look up, and here is a fantastic lintel that has not been looted. And now it's for us to clamber up here. Now, you don't usually see this at temples. When they've been cleared, these blocks would have been moved and then hopefully put in some sort of semblance as to how they should be. So we're kind of walking in the steps as to how these temples would have been discovered when someone came out of the jungle. Now I have to be jolly careful because I only have the one hand as I'm holding you, and I am now quite high up. And at the back we can just see it's all overgrown. This is very much a work in progress. I never see temples like this. I mean, we just don't know what's under here. It's never been excavated. How jolly exciting is that? Oh gosh, whoa, okay. Bit slower, Mr. B, bit slower, my friend. Okay, let's make sure these feet are planted as I peek over the top. And it was there where that shot was taken, looking into this tower, and descending down this debris field was quite incredible because it has been here for so many hundreds of years. It's like they're all glued together. It is one solid mass. So the work they have ahead of them to actually pull it apart and put it back together again is quite phenomenal. Now this is the main temple to the left, but we're just going to quickly look at the far end one here because there's something I wish to show you as well as a view from the back. Now this one is the one that suffered the most, and it's best that we show you that from the rear. And here, as we come round the back, I'm just going to take a quick pause because let's just admire the craftsmanship here. Yes, this tower is in a terrible state, but look, for goodness sake, this is so tight I quite literally can't get my fingernail in it. This is precision building at its absolute finest. It is staggering, and there's many of these shows like Ancient Aliens, and they love an expression they use: you can't get a razor blade between the two blocks, there must have been advanced technology. No, shut your face. This is master craftsman. And this is what happens when you ply your trade year after year and you pass those skills on to the next generation, who may well just refine it a little bit more. And coming round the back of this temple, we see something else. And what we see is jungle. You know, it's overgrown, it's all higgledy-piggledy. This is how it would have been discovered all those years ago. Yes, large trees have been cleared, and they are still clearing them at this very moment. I have to stop filming whilst the chainsaw powers up. Now, you remember all that precision stonework? Well, it's just there. And have a look at this. Help can't come to this particular temple fast enough. Look at this. It's like it has been split in two by a lightning bolt from the gods themselves. It is in an awful state. And now onto this central tower, and once this thing would have soared to the sky. I've seen one very similar in this same complex, and it literally took my breath away. I stayed there for quite some time just looking at it because it was so wondrous. And we know what we're heading into here because of what they found, and that is a home of a god, and that god's name is Vishnu. And Vishnu is the preserver god, and we can only hope that he still dwells here in the ether somewhere, because this unbelievable building, I mean, it is like a cliff rock face. And we conclude this video by standing in this incredible doorway. It gives you an idea as to the size of this place. It is quite simply eye-watering. And it's very reassuring that there are gentlemen here today working to actually get this place back into some order. I very much hope you've enjoyed this quick trip around. And as always, I ask you to like, subscribe and comment. So until next time, I wish you absolutely nothing but the very best. Take good care.